The peoples of our world live their lives blessed by the powers of mana. To maintain that balance, alms are chosen to offer their souls to the mana tree. This is how we continue the cycle and ensure a future of prosperity. For millennia, we have lived and died this way. And so we shall forevermore, as each land continues its long tradition seeing the appointed alms off on their pilgrimage to the mana tree.
Hey everyone, I still remember buying my original copy of Secret of Mana here back in 1993. And that's when I was about 14, 15 years old, something like that. And it was like one of the first big game purchases I remember. I remember going to Toys R Us back in the day and laying down $80 for this game. That was in 1993 money, and I'd been saving money on doing chores and housework for my parents, forever to get this thing. And for the time, it was actually pretty technologically advanced for a Super Nintendo game. It had, just very bright, vibrant colors, very interesting music for the time, and just kind of a great little story for an RPG. And that's why I've held on to this copy. I just, treasured it ever since I got it as a kid. And lately, they came out with another Mana game called Visions of Mana. And, there's been like several other Mana games. I think there was one for the PS1, there's one for the PS2. I don't believe there were any on the PS3 or Xbox 360 generation. This is the first one we've had in a while. And I wanted to give you guys my impressions on it. So after putting just about 10 hours on it, I think I'd probably say that this game is still geared for maybe younger audiences, maybe 14, 15, something like that. Same age as I was when I bought the original. But that's not to say that adults can enjoy this game too. I've been enjoying it. It's got very good graphics. The environments are all very well put together, very colorful, very beautiful to look at. Characters are pretty good looking, I guess. They're kind of like all anime characters, which you'd expect from a JRPG of these days, I suppose. And you get very kind of colorful characters here, but they're all kind of very young seeming. That's why I say maybe the game's kind of more enjoyable for younger people. Now the story itself is kind of slow moving and basic as you're getting into the game, but there is one thing that kind of is connecting everything, and kind of something that's interesting to make me want to keep going and see what's going to happen with this. And basically what's going on in this world of mana, or whatever it is, there is a huge mana tree, and every 4 years or so certain people throughout the world have to be selected for basically a human sacrifice to this tree to keep the world in balance and, keep, the mana from destroying everything or whatever. I haven't, got all the details down. It's one of these things where you kind of go throughout the story and you find out more and more what's going on as you move from village to village, getting each person in your party, which happens to be one of the human sacrifices, and moving through the story that way as you progress to the mana tree in the end. And my guess is there's going to be something happen along the way that, is a total just, what do you call it, like a game changer throughout the story, right? Where you're going to find out like, oh, maybe not everything's as it seems. Something like that. So, I can see it coming, but I'm still excited to get there. So I guess that tells you that it's pretty you know, decent enough to keep me interested at least. So as far as characters go in the game, I'd probably say the main character is probably the least compelling, actually. He's kind of just this like very innocent guy, you know, very like, I don't know what the word for his personality is, but he's just kind of, well, he's really just kind of annoying, to be honest. And he dresses kind of fruity, he looks kind of fruity to me, and I don't know, he's all right, I suppose. Luckily, throughout the game, you can get like different character classes for the characters, so they'll have different appearances, and he'll get some armor on him later, thank God. So he looks a little less fruity, but it's still just like, what's going on with this game? But the female characters in the game, they actually look pretty cute. They're very well drawn, for the most part. There's one character, I'm still getting a little used to her, but I think she's growing on me. That's the dragon girl. I forget her name right now. But it's so funny, you know, they're doing English voice actors for all the different characters. And for some reason, they gave this dragon girl character like a Texas gal, like cowgirl kind of accent. I think it's just hilarious as I listen to it more. But it doesn't seem like it really fits in the world of Mana, which is kind of funny. And, you know, then you got like a cat guy, which I don't really care for either. But yeah, I don't know, he seems all right character-wise. And I just got the squirrel girl after I got to, I think, the water town. And what's her name? Palamila. I'm not very good with character names, but she's actually kind of the coolest looking character. You know, she actually looks like more of an adult than the other characters, and you know, she's running around in a swimsuit for, you know, the guys to look at, so I can't complain about that. And as you go, though, you just go from town to town to town, and you pick up, you know, new characters along the way and find out more of the story. And eventually, you'll get to the Mana Tree in the end of the game and find out what's going on. So that's about all I can tell you from the short time I've played the game. I just wanted to give you my impressions. But I will say that I think this is probably the best follow-up to the original one in terms of just like keeping true to its form, and it actually almost, you could almost argue this is like a remake of the first one. Maybe not in exact terms of what's going on in the story, but just in terms of like what you're doing in the game, you know, running around, finding new areas, getting new weapons, getting new skills, learning new magic, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's very similar to the first one. So I think if you're nostalgic for the first one like I am, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more than if you've never played a Mana game before. I really wouldn't recommend the Mana game on the PS2. I think I played that for about 30 minutes and I was done. That one was really fruity looking, to be honest. I did not care for that one at all. But this one, even though it's very colorful, I'd say it's probably suitable for all ages, and I think men and women would enjoy this game. I've seen a lot of girls online playing this game too, so I know they're out there. Anyways, that's about it for now, so I will see you guys next time.